clean and polished, the holes filled with the travertine resin, and the entire floor be sealed with a high quality penetrating sealer. The first step in the project is to mask surrounding surfaces to prevent water splash. We mask all of the walls with a plastic product called Easy Mask. The masking is then taped to the floor and then pulled up and taped so that water does not splash on the walls. We then tape the bottom of the Easy Mask with waterproof tape, overlapping slightly onto the floor. This small gap that is covered by the tape is taken care of later so it blends with the polish. The Easy Mask is taped on the walls sparingly with blue tape. We do this because we don't want to damage the walls. Even though the adhesive is a blue tape, the adhesive from blue tape can sometimes affect paint. Masking is done everywhere, including, as you can see, the legs of the piano, as well as along carpet transitions. On carpet transitions, we pull the plastic up so that when water hits it, it will run down and back onto the floor to stay off the carpet. The entire house is now masked and prepped for service. Now the larger team breaks into their respective smaller teams and begins the refinishing process. These cabinets have a deep, low toe kick, so for us to be able to refinish all the way inside the toe kick, we had to employ a little improvisation. In this case, we used a smaller machine, 15-inch machine, and a larger drive plate. What that allowed us to do was to reach underneath the toe kick with a low-profile machine, refinishing and polishing all the way to the edge. What you see here is our technician grinding the floor with first grit to remove scratches and etches in this walkway. There is no need to remove scratches and etches under the toe kicks because the heavy damage is not there. With each subsequent grit, the refinishing grits will move closer to the edge until there was no discernible difference in shine between the edge and the center. The refinishing process occurs everywhere on this job at the same time. The team overlaps grits to economize time. As you can see, this technician is working in the laundry room. Take note of the very dirty areas in the tiles and in the grout next to the washer and dryer as he moves backwards. These marks will be gone when the floor is completely clean. This floor presented a couple of minor logistical issues as well. Granite does not refinish like travertine, so we had to make allowances for that in our refinishing process. As you can see, this technician is working the travertine floor up to the granite details. When it comes time to polish, the entire surface will be polished. As the project progresses, the team works toward each other and with each other, overlapping their areas to achieve an even finish across the entire surface. Here's the finish after 400 grit. As he vacuums, you can see the nice finish that we're developing on the floor. Upstairs, the team is masking the master bathroom. We have several surfaces that need to be refinished. The team is masking 3 travertine countertops, a travertine tub deck, as well as the floor, and prepping the surfaces for refinishing to a satin finish. Every effort is made to ensure the safety of your surrounding surfaces. As you can see, the team has already put blue tape on the fixtures, and eventually those fixtures will be covered with waterproof tape. We will start with the countertops and the tub deck and refinish the floor last. Here's a good look at the present state of the countertop. As you can see, it still has a shine, but there are several rough spots, etches, and areas that don't look even. All this will be taken care of during the refinishing process. Here is another countertop that is in the process of being completed. The smooth, even finish is evident. All this counter needs now is sealer. While we were upstairs, our technicians performed the final grit in the kitchen and began the powder polishing process. This is a natural polishing process using organic acids and abrasives that brings the surface to the highest achievable shine. At the same time, we're able to scrub and clean the grout lines. As you can see, this floor is almost perfectly clean underneath the polish. Once the surface is fully vacuumed, we wash it with a stone soap to remove all the residues from the polish. During this final rinse, we pull the plastic and detail the edges as well as the corners to remove residues. This is the final walkthrough for the floor. As you can see, every part of the floor has the same shine. Every part of the floor has the same cleanliness. The grout joints are clean and even. It's just a beautiful surface. We filled all those little holes that we talked about earlier. There's one of our technicians now cleaning the residues from the holes with a light solvent. Remember that big black spot right next to the washer and dryer? This is what the floor looked like before we started. Here it is after the 400 grit. Even now, before it's polished, it has a nice, smooth, even finish and texture. This is the final finish. Even though it's late in the day and the sun has gone down on the other side of the house, you can see a beautiful reflection on this travertine floor. This customer was thrilled. I know you will be thrilled with your project.